Okay, hey, this is Brent Leary. End of day 2 of ServiceNow Knowledge 26. I got the man. We're going to try to do this yesterday. Due to human error, me. Okay.
SD card, no thing.
Yes. But thankfully, he made some time to do it today. Terence C. Terence, what is your official title here at ServiceNow?
My official title is Group Vice President for Product Management in the CRM and Industry Workflows. And welcome to our house. Welcome
Yes,
to our
you. I like that. But you know what? You left out a part of your official title.
My unofficial title, bestowed by yours truly, is the smoothest man in CRM, and I'm grateful for that.
I might have to actually update it because you might now have to be the smoothest man in autonomous CRM.
That's right.
There it is. How you like how I worked that thing in, man?
That was, you read the headline of the press release.
So yesterday I was in one of these meetings and we were talking about all the stuff that you guys are doing here. And I heard that at the last minute, you had to step into like the MC role for basically the autonomous CRM keynote with like an hour's notice or something like that.
That is true. And I wish my boss, John Ball, a quick recovery, but we usually run really hard into these events, and he presented at the Financial Analyst Day and was feeling a bit under the weather, and with literally about an hour's notice, I was on stage delivering our autonomous CRM keynote. So thank you so much for the support. It was great, friendly faces in the crowd. And so I was just talking to a couple people that I've been hanging out with for a while.
All right, let's get into the autonomous CRM. What does putting the front word autonomous do to CRM? Because, I mean, we're a couple of, I was going to say old, but I can only say that about myself. Seasoned CRM guys.
Seasoned.
So what does autonomous add to CRM, and how does it change the game?
We know that, obviously, let's be real, AI is changing the game. We see it, everyone experiences it. It makes tech so much more easier to interact with. You speak to it, it auto-transcribes meetings for you. You probably auto-transcribe this video right now. But what we still feel is that with all the great advancements in AI, you still need a deterministic and declarative core. Because when you're sending out a quote to a customer that has a price, that needs to be a compatible product bundle, you cannot leave it to a probabilistic engine. It can't be 99% right, it has to be 100% right. But you can take a meeting transcript and automatically generate that quote, so it looks like magic, but at the core you still know you have to use your pricing rules, you have to support that customer or that channel partner. So that's what we mean. That's what autonomous means.
So kind of building off of that, because you talk about autonomous CRM, there's a lot of talk about autonomous enterprise, agentic enterprise. So how does autonomous CRM fit in and help make an autonomous enterprise?
So we obviously sit on the shoulders of the giant platform, and so we get a lot of things for free. One of the things that it supports us is doing is we launched with our CRM products. All our CRM products now have an ability to pull in data with zero data copy, a ability to track and monitor how your agents are performing and make sure as the models evolve and get upgraded, there's no model drift. An ability to make sure we're doing some cool new stuff where we always talked about process optimization, and now it's just optimization. Like, hey, maybe you could use an AI agent here, and you saw that. And then last of all, everyone's super excited about how you can consume AI. We call it Action Fabric. But now, not only can we help consume and orchestrate other agents, but you can use us without knowing you're using us. Your user doesn't need to know. They can use their favorite interface of their choice, especially our sellers. Internally, they're using Claude, but you still need to get the right quote to the right customer with the right discount. I just coming back to that. And then the service side, which is where I started, that's where my heart is. It should be almost magical. So think about a phone call, and that's one of the things that we're doing now is we have voice directly into our platform. So you call and you say, hey, I want to change my order. That actually is quite a few things going on in there. Who are you? Do we know who you are? Do we know that you're the person authorized to make that change? And then change could be in many ways. Do you want it sooner? Do you want to change the quantity? Do you want to actually change the product? So you go, no, I changed my mind. I want a different product. That actually kicks off a completely different sales process because now you may need to reconfigure the product and rerun the pricing. And so it sounds like it's just a phone call, but there's a lot of things going on in the background.
I'll tell you one thing too. Before autonomous and agentic and all that, when you were talking about CRM, and I'm not saying you specifically, just a general conversation.
That's right.
You didn't really hear the term governance a lot.
Yeah.
You didn't really hear, well, your security was there, but that was mostly like back office and all that. Talk about where governance fits into making CRM something that can do more than it used to do, but do it in a way that it keeps the right people with the right access and keeps out the wrong people with the wrong, and I should say not just the wrong people, the wrong agent.
Exactly right. And so one of the funny things, one of the cool things we have is we get together with customers. Even this week, the first day of the conference is actually before the conference. We have all these product advisory councils. And one of those rooms, we asked the customers, hey, how many of you have an AI governance council? And they all raised their hands. And then we asked, how many of you have AI sprawl? And they all raised their hands. And I went, how is that possible? It's like, well, every team has their own governance council, so everybody picks one. And this is where AI Control Tower, that's what the platform gives us, is there's a bunch of teams getting excited, spinning up AI agents. And here's the part that really matters. If you're dealing with customer data, you have to maintain their trust. And these AI agents may be sending data where no one has authorized or given you permission to do it. And so we started off thinking, hey, let's help you track the agents we give you. And then a bunch of customers said, you actually can help us discover. And we go, that team over there, they're doing something, and you can go tap them on the shoulder and be like, I love what you were trying to do, but can we please make sure we're doing it the right way and keep the trust? And so that's the big idea with AI Control Tower is everyone's super excited about AI. We get it. But when it comes to your customers' information, you cannot mess around, and we want to help you be secure in that.
So what are some of the things that your customers need to do or prepare for in order to take advantage of all this?
They can do a lot of things. And what we've learned is there's actually a whole continuum of folks who are trying to begin their journey all the way to sophisticated. So if you're just beginning the journey, we still come back to our first principles. What is the one thing you can do for your customer? Not earth-shattering, but that just makes it an easy, magical almost experience. Like I said, that voice interaction that just gets something done. And so we worked with a lot of customers to give that one use case out. And then there's the other end who are like, we have we have a major strategy, and we go, cool. Roll all these things out. We can orchestrate agents. We think of them as AI specialists that do full-blown tasks, will actually perform like a team member. You can assign them a name, assign them a role, put them in an assignment group, and they will report alongside all your team members, doing jobs along with your team. And so this is the continuum, and we're ready for it. And some of the other things we're learning is like knowledge management has become super critical. Everyone's rediscovering knowledge management. And so there's a whole set of things where
it works.
It works, right? And so, I was getting together a set of customers, and one of the things we learned in service is, there used to be these knowledge management teams, and they said, what would be so much more efficient if everybody does knowledge management. It turns out, everybody turned out to be nobody. And so, we're doing cool things like, hey, we can apply an AI to check the quality of your articles, give you a score, and you can even aggregate it up to the entire knowledge base. And the cool thing is, and that's one of the things we finally got a chance to share the story is, like NVIDIA does some super sophisticated software with their chips, and not only does one agent AI workflow understand, triage the logs and the telemetry, what use case caused that exception, and set it up so the engineer knows exactly what they need to do. The next step is the thing they never wanted to do, which is write the article that helps the next AI agent or the next engineer know what to do. And so those are the kind of things that we're helping, just the stuff no one ever, you knew you should, but you didn't get around to do it. Yeah, we'll do that for you.
Yeah. And what's good is you write that once, human can read it, agent can read it. It's the same thing.
Exactly. And so if you structure it right in the background, the agent can read it, and for the human, and that's exactly right. And so everyone at this stage, we're still seeing the duality of both humans and the machine needing to run off the same information.
So when people go home after being here in Vegas, taking all this information in, seeing the Backstreet Boys and Big Driz DJ and all that kind of stuff.
J Driz in the sphere.
It's right. What do you want them to go home and do right away?
So like we've been saying, I've said it a couple of times. You're asking me once for the prediction for this year. This is the year of in production, hard ROI. No more pilots. Do something. And for me, the ROI is easy. Something that drives value for the customer without spending too much money. So one of the things that even came up in one of our keynotes is like, it's not a flex to token max. Like, this is not about that.
Whatever. That's a bar right there, man.
Right. So keep in mind what you're all about, your customers, your team members, and it's an all the above approach. If business process says when A happens, B happen, that can just be a deterministic workflow. But if it's a little fuzzy, someone needs to have a conversation, talk to it, read something, even see an image, then the AI can help with that. But once you get into that, then you still drive the business process. You still, in field service, we're seeing this with image recognition, and the person still wanted you to come over and fix their HVAC, but the tech who shows up may not know what is going on. And so you don't want them to come back and be like, I didn't bring the right part, I don't know how to do this. But
And ask questions that they already should know the answer.
correct. But all you care is, I just want to be back where I was, just fix it. And so keep sight of what your customers want, and everything else is just a way to get there.
You know, we just talked a couple of months ago at our IRL event, and that hasn't been all that long ago. And it feels like the way things are progressing, we wouldn't have had that kind of conversation a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
but we are in the midst of it right now.
You're right. The one thing that is constant right now is the rate of change is truly the fastest it's ever been. And so what I tell everyone is, keep an agile mind, keep focus on what matters, serving your customers, doing right by your team members, and the tech is just evolving that fast, and we're just there to make sense of it and say, hey, we saw this really cool tech, like that image recognition, and we went, you know who really loves image on mobile real time? A field tech, right? And so we're placing it in the right context rather than just whiz bang and generating images we can do.
All right, you heard it from the smoothest man in autonomous CRM now, Terence C. Once again, thanks for doing this, hanging out. I know, you got people to see, places to go.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming over. We miss you, PG. Big hug. And we'll see everybody out there.
All right. So that is the last few good minutes from ServiceNow 26. I'll see you some other time when I get back home. Thanks again. We'll see you.